Hello everybody and welcome to this week's news email. Here we are, a new year, 2022, and it felt good to get out of the office and look around. And when we have a new year, we often talk about new resolutions, about deciding on directions to go, decisions to make, what's our orientation, what's the path that we're following. And that's quite right, and actually it's very biblical as Christians that we regularly ask those sorts of questions. And we had that in our Psalm from last Sunday, Psalm 1, which starts out the whole Psalm, 150 Psalms in the Bible, where it was saying the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, the path that the righteous is on, that the Lord watches over that. But there are times, of course, where we have to choose, like a new year, where we reassess and we try and decide, where are we going to go? We're going to go that way? Are we going to go ahead? Am I going to turn right in my life? And sometimes we might be tempted to go the wrong way, to climb over the fence. And clearly the fence is put there in order to stop us doing that. And in Psalm 1, it says about how the Lord does not want us to be in the way of the wicked, but to be in the way where things are right. But those sorts of choices are really important for us as Christians. There's another Psalm, Psalm 25, where the psalmist says, "Show me your ways, O Lord. Guide me in your paths." And that word way that we get in Psalm 1, let's go this way. In Psalm 1 and in Psalm 25, it's a Hebrew word, derek, which literally means pathway, route. Show me the right pathway. But it's also a word that image is an image, and it's used metaphorically a lot in the Bible to talk about the way in which we do things. Not just the pathway we choose, but the means by which we do it. And so when we say, "Show me your ways, Lord," we're not just saying, should I go to A or should I go to B? Should I take this path or that path? We're actually saying, Lord, whatever path I take, let me do it your way. And so in Psalm 25, it says, "Show me your ways, O Lord. Show me your paths. Teach me your paths." And there's a lovely moment, verse 8 in Psalm 25, which gives a little clue as to what characterizes those paths that are God's way of doing things, where it's not necessarily between right and wrong, but it's saying, whatever I do, Lord, may I do it your way. And it says the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful. And the Hebrew word there for loving is chesed, which is a beautiful, beautiful word in the Old Testament, which means God's unfailing, faithful covenant love. He always sticks with his people. That means he always sticks with you and me, and he is faithful, generous in everything he does. So when we say at the beginning of a new year, "Lord, show me your way," we're actually saying, whatever choice I make, Lord, whether I choose this way or that way, can I do it your way? So that my way of living is actually your way of living. And that means doing it with chesed, covenant love, with faithfulness. What a great New Year's resolution to say, Lord, whatever choices I make, could I make them your way? Could I make them so that my way of doing things mirrors your character, your way of doing things, your way of being as the loving, faithful God? Let's be loving, faithful people, standing up for truth, but incredibly generous, doing it God's way, whatever we choose. And then the psalm tells us we will be blessed and a blessing. Oh, well, there you go. A thought for the beginning of the year. And in church, we're going to have opportunities to dig deeper into that this month. We're carrying on with the Psalms, of course, but we're also going to be doing some courses. There's the Alpha course that will be beginning at the end of January. And maybe that's an opportunity for you to dig into faith, saying, what's God's way for my life? But we're also going to be looking through a course, a 5-week course called Be Still, an opportunity for us to bring ourselves and our lives back to God and say, Lord, whatever I'm doing, let it be rooted in your word. Let me be listening to you so that everything I do breathes your spirit. Everything I do just shines out your love. And people look at me and they go, wow, that's God's way. I want to follow that way. Well, let's make some wise decisions this year, and let's make them full of faith, following God's way. Have a great weekend.